Gateway Gas by Sylvester Brown, Jr. Excerpt from Chapter 30. Pissed Off Pearlie, March 24th, 2017. Cliff had never been slapped across the face with a gun before. Then again, he'd never met Pearlie Yates face to face. It was a couple of days after his visit to Gemini. Cliff had spent the last 3 or 4 hours at Dave's place, drowning his confusion with Jack Daniels on the rocks. Feeling a bit tipsy, he said his goodbyes and left the club. Outside, a familiar street vendor opened his duffel bag. "Hey, my man, I got shampoo, soap, some baby lotion, and some cookies," the grifter exclaimed, pulling out items probably shoplifted from the nearest Family Dollar. Cliff declined the street salesman's offer and headed for his car. Perhaps if he wasn't slightly inebriated, he might have noticed the black tinted window Cadillac Escalade idling a few feet behind his car. As Cliff reached for his door handle, something large and heavy pressed against his back, pinning him to his unopened door. Just take my wallet, man. I'm not going to fight you," Cliff stammered. A ham-sized hand grabbed his coat and spun him around. The barrel of a silver automatic was shoved hard against his cheek. Cliff sucked in huge gulps of hot, stinky breath as the assailant shoved his face a mere inch or two from his. "I heard you've been asking about me. Well, motherfucker, here I am. What you want?" There was no use pretending he didn't know the dope dealer. With a quick calculation, Cliff figured some of the people he'd questioned earlier, perhaps the young man at the barbershop, had snitched on him. Cliff frantically scanned his mind for the right words that might dissuade Pearlie Yates from shooting him in the face. Look, Pearlie, I'm the reporter for the Globe. My name is Clifford Broussard. I'm writing about Olivia Johnson, the woman police say killed her baby. I have no problems with you, nor am I looking to cause you problems. I just heard you know her. I was hoping you can tell me more about her. That's the truth, I promise." "I know who you are, you pussy-ass motherfucker," Pearlie grunted, still clasping Cliff's collar. "You fucking around with family business, my business, and I protects my motherfucking business. You understand, bitch?" Yes, I understand, no problem. I'm out of your business." With his collar still balled in Pearlie's beefy hand, Cliff caught a brief flash of Pearlie's left hand swinging the gun toward his face. The blow exploded against the right side of Cliff's forehead, setting off a field of flashing lights. Cliff could feel his heartbeat pumping vigorously on the side of his face. It was only Pearlie's grip that kept him from crumpling to the ground. With blurred vision, Cliff blinked rapidly and shook his head. A hazy, fat face with the ugliest, evilest, gold-toothed grin came back into focus. "Consider that a warning, motherfucker." Pearlie loosened his grip. Maybe he wasn't going to die after all, Cliff thought. Something warm and wet seeped from his eyebone down his cheek. Waves of dizziness ebbed and flowed as Cliff struggled to comprehend Pearlie's words. "You lucky as fuck that I kinda like you. Back in the day you saved my Uncle Darion from doing hard time." The smile vanished and Pearlie returned the gun under Cliff's chin, forcing him to stare into Pearlie's brutish, dangerous eyes. "Like you or not, if I hear one more word about you asking about me or writing about me, you a dead man." Pearlie back-walked away from Cliff, smiling menacingly. He crammed the gun into his oversized waistband. As if dramatically timed, the Escalade pulled up next to Pearlie, who climbed into its front passenger seat. The tinted windows were rolled down. 2 other dudes eyed Cliff menacingly as the car slow-rolled past him. Jack Daniels and his catfish dinner covered the pavement like thick paint from an overturned can. Cliff, fighting the need to pass out, sat backwards and placed his hands on his knees. As sick and shaken as he was, his journalist brain refused to deactivate. Yes, he remembered Pearlie's threat, but 2 words he'd spoken loomed larger, more important. They morphed into one searing, unshakable question in Cliff's thundering, aching head. Family business?